Isolating filters to only affect certain areas of the image is an absolute breeze with Boris Continuum Complete when you use the built-in Pixel Chooser functionality. So if we take our first clip here, what I want to do is I want to change the color of this taxi here. Let's just take this first shot here to begin with. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to do something fairly straightforward. Go to the BCC Color and Tones and use the BCC HSL Hue-Sat-Lightness effect. And I'm just going to turn off all my UI widgets to begin with, so we've got a nice clear image to start with. And I'm going to come in and just change the hue all the way over. And let's make that green there instead. And you can't mistake the fact that we've actually done something with this clip. Let's come down now to our Pixel Chooser. And the Pixel Chooser, if I turn this on, the Pixel Chooser is a way of limiting this effect either to a certain region. We have a look at the Pixel Chooser region here. We can apply it just, for example, just to inside a rectangle, which we can see over here. Or if I turn the shape back to all again, we can use the Pixel Chooser matte to create a straightforward key that limits the effect based on either the Luma values, the RGB color channels, the alpha, saturation, hue, lightness. Or if we come down to the bottom here, we can base it off a type of color key. So if I choose HSL difference here and sample my color, and what I'll do now is I'll go to the Pixel Chooser drop down again and say view chosen pixels. And this is going to show me the alpha channel I've got. So at the moment, it's black, which means everything is being keyed out, so that's why we didn't see an effect. But if I move my threshold down here, see, we can either have it as a threshold, as a simple levels, or as a range with a from and a to. Let's go back to levels here. What I'm after now is I'm trying to just isolate this car. I can invert my matte as well, and that will help me just to isolate that out just a little bit better. Put a little key, add a little blur. I can also choke that, or do a reverse choke on that just to expand it out just a little bit. And now, if I go up to my Pixel Chooser one more time, turn that on, it's taking everything within my matte. And that's pretty much all of the taxes actually for now. So what we can do is we can combine our Pixel Chooser matte with a Pixel Chooser region as well. So let's turn my standard UI widgets back on. I can have this set to inside rectangle. And let's move that over the top there. And you can see that's now combining both the matte I created and the region that I selected. And we don't have to have like just a regular rectangle. What I can also do is use a custom spline mask and click on my custom spline UI tool here. And then I can draw using a pen tool, using a spline tool here. I can draw a more complex shape around my car. Now in this case, I don't actually need a custom spline mask here. I'd be quite happy just having distance to point. And if I choose my few of my chosen pixels there, I can set my point, adjusting region blend and softness. And what I can do is add keyframes on the X and Y there. And then as needed, change up my Pixel Chooser there. And just watch as that animates through. Now, another common thing that you might want to do is you might want to just limit an effect based on the brightness of an image as well. And that's very, very straightforward to do. And this is great for isolating glows and blurs. So if I come in and let's come into our blur and sharpen, I'm going to add a directional blur. And let's come into the effects controls. I'm going to change my apply mode on this directional blur to screen. And this gives us a nice little glow amount there. Gives us a nice glow. If I turn the amount of the blur up, get quite a cool sort of glow effect coming in. The problem I've got now is that this blur that I've turned into a glow is applying across the entire image. So we know what we're going to do. Let's come down to our pixel chooser, turn that on, and let's come into the pixel chooser matte. Actually, let's just choose the pixel chooser view chosen pixels. Come into our matte and go to our Luma here. Change the type again to levels. And we only want the brightest parts of the image being shown through. So I'm going to crunch the whites up a little bit here, take the blacks down. Just in a tab there. So we're only getting the brightest areas of the image that are going to glow through. Blur that up. And let's have a look at that and see what that's doing. So pixel chooser, turn that on. Okay, well it's doing something. We can see it's doing something. If I turn my pixel chooser off and on again, you can see it is blurring up, but it's not doing the effect that I want it to do. And that's because we're applying the pixel chooser post effect. So it's doing the blur, then it's doing the pixel chooser to limit everything just to the brightest areas here. We want to do it pre-effect. So I'm going to click on apply pixel chooser, pre-effect here, and you can now see that we have our glow just coming in from the brightest areas. And that is how we can start to isolate effects using built-in keying and masking tools within Boris Continuum Complete.